The official stable version of One UI 5, also known as Android 13, is now rolling out for the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. I've just finished installing the update on my phone and it is awesome. One UI 5 includes a ton of new features and changes that you are going to love. And this is Tech Guy Charlie. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm gonna go over the top new changes the Android 13 update brings to the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G. And this is the unlocked Exynos version if you are wondering. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start. Alright, so one of the best changes they've made is now you can customize the items on the lock screen such as the clock and the notifications right from the lock screen itself. All you have to do is long press on the lock screen, unlock, and you will see that the phone gives you a live preview of how the lock screen looks. And here you can tap on individual items to change how they look like and customize them. One new addition here is that now you can change the font of the clock. And not only that, you can also resize the clock. So that is actually really cool. Now this also changes the font of the clock on the always on display. So as you can see, the clock on the always on display has the same font as the clock on the lock screen. Amazing, right? Lastly, you can also add your contact information at the bottom of the screen and also apply a filter to the wallpaper. And speaking of the wallpaper, they have also completely revamped the part where you pick the wallpaper. So now all of the wallpapers are properly categorized. You've got the pre-installed ones which are the featured, and you can see they have also added a couple of new wallpapers. So the graphical and the colors are new. Kudos to Samsung, new wallpapers are always nice. And it also shows you a thumbnail preview of the photos in your gallery. So now everything is at one place. Absolutely no need to go into the settings to change items on the lock screen. Every setting related to the lock screen has been consolidated at one single place. Whenever you set a wallpaper, you might have noticed that the phone picks out the colors that are in the wallpaper and creates a set of color palettes which you can use as the system theme. Now, One UI 5 further improves on this feature and now the phone generates quite a few extra color palettes. So now you get a lot of different color combinations to choose from. And if you're not satisfied with the wallpaper colors, then you can pick one from a set of basic colors. As you can see, it changes the color of the font as well as many elements of the Android system. You also have the option of setting dual colors as the system theme. They've improved this feature quite a bit since it was introduced, but I would like to see an option to set a custom color as the system theme without downloading any third-party applications like Theme Park. So that is on my wish list for One UI 5.1. Now coming to the home screen, the thing that's new here is you can now combine two or more widgets together by just dragging and dropping them on top of each other. So check this out. We will drag and drop this widget on top of this one and you will see both of them will combine, giving us two widgets inside a single one. And you can even edit the stack by long pressing and then edit stack. From here, you can remove or add more widgets to the stack. Awesome feature, right? And just so you know, this only works with similar sized widgets, so you can't just drag and drop a bigger widget into a smaller one. The size has to be the same for this to work. So there you go. And speaking of widgets, they have added a new widget called Smart Suggestions. This is gonna show you a list of applications and actions based on how you use the phone. So based on the apps that I use, it is suggesting me Instagram, Gallery, Camera, etc. because these are the apps that I use frequently. Also, whenever you open up the Recents menu, now the phone tells you that there are apps running in the background. So what you can do is tap here and see a list of applications which are active and potentially draining your battery. And you can put a stop to them by tapping on stop. So this is a nice addition to One UI 5. Another thing that's new is now you can extract text from regular screenshots. So let's quickly take a screenshot and you will notice a little T button on the bottom right corner. If you tap on this, the phone will highlight the areas of the screenshot that contains text, and this also includes text in photos. And all you have to do is tap on the text and select the part which you want to copy to the clipboard, and copy. And then you can paste the copied text from the screenshot wherever you want. So this is not possible on One UI 4.1. As you can see, there is no T button to extract the text with regular screenshots. On the older version, you will have to use the Smart Select feature to extract text out of photos, which is kind of cumbersome. So it is good to see that they have brought the ability to extract text from regular screenshots. They've also added a similar feature in the gallery. So the thing is, if any of your photos contains text, the gallery is going to show a little T button on the bottom right corner which you can tap and extract text out of the photo. Super convenient, right? Now the thing is, we already have a similar feature on One UI 4.1, but it kind of requires you to open Bixby Vision and then go into the text option. And you can see how slow this is. I mean, it's taking forever. So I like what they have done with One UI 5. They have made this feature a lot faster and now it is integrated into the gallery itself. So no need to launch Bixby Vision. One UI 5 finally brings the ability to add watermarks to your photos. By default, it's gonna show you the model, but you can also enable date and time. To configure this feature, go into the camera settings, then watermark. So first off, you can change the model name. You can even put your name if you like. Then you can toggle date and time, change the font, looks like there are 3 pre-installed, and lastly you can also change the alignment. Also in the Pro mode, if you tap on the camera lens selector, the phone is going to show you a little I button which you can tap to see the usage scenario for each one of these lenses. So this is something that's new. Now, if you look at the One UI 5 changelog, they've also mentioned that now you can use the telephoto lens in the food camera mode. But this feature is unfortunately not there on the Note 20 Ultra. So if we launch the camera and go into the food mode, you can see there is no option to switch to the telephoto camera. Meanwhile, on the S22 Ultra, you can actually switch to the zoom camera in the food camera mode. This is not a deal breaker because I don't even use this camera mode. But it shows you that they have just copied and pasted the changelog across their entire phones. Anyways, let's move on to the next set of features. You can also enable the option to show the names of apps in the Apps Edge panel. This is quite useful in my opinion because it will let you know exactly which apps are there. So to enable this feature, you will need to go to the Edge panel settings. It's pretty easy. Just open the Apps Edge panel and then tap on the gear button. It's right over here. Under the Apps Edge panel, tap on Edit, then tap on these 3 dots and here enable Show App Names. Now you will be able to see the names of the apps in the Apps Edge panel. Very useful. This update also brings new gestures to activate the pop-up and split view modes. So number 1, to make apps run in pop-up view, which is also known as the multi-window mode, swipe in from the top right corner of the screen. And there you go. This makes the app run in this pop-up view mode. So let's make this thing full screen back again. Now the second gesture activates the split view mode. All you gotta do is swipe in with 2 fingers from the bottom of the screen and that is going to activate the split view mode. And from this list you can select the second app which you wanna run in the split view mode. So there you go. Amazing, right? Now these 2 features are disabled by default, so you will have to turn them on. So we will go to settings and then scroll down to advanced features. Inside the advanced features, tap on labs and enable swipe for pop-up view and swipe for split screen. So these are the 2 new gestures they've added with One UI 5. Another new and awesome feature of One UI 5 is now you can choose the types of notification an app sends you. To configure, long press the icon of the app for which you want to select the notification type, then tap on the I button and then notifications. Here you'll see an option to configure which types of notification the app is allowed to send you. For example, we can disable the lock screen notifications for WhatsApp. So if I send a message over, you will see that the phone shows us the pop-up notification, but this does not show up on our lock screen. So kinda gives you more privacy. Alternatively, what you can do is leave this enabled and select hide content on the lock screen. So now the notification shows up on the lock screen, but its content is hidden. Meanwhile, all other notifications will show up as normal. Previously, there used to be one setting for every app on the phone which used to hide every notification on the lock screen. So this is a huge improvement on how the phone shows you notifications. Remember the calling screen backgrounds? One of the biggest limitations of this feature was that you could not set a different calling screen background for individual contacts. The same background appears for every contact on the phone. Well, One UI 5 takes away this limitation, and now you can have different calling screen backgrounds for individual contacts. So check this out. I'm gonna ring up the Note 20 Ultra from two different numbers and watch what happens. So this contact has a picture of me because this is my alternate number. And this one has a picture of a cat. Cool, right? So you'll know exactly who's calling you. And the way this works is really simple. You will have to edit the contact for which you want to change the background image, then tap on View More and scroll down, and here you'll have the option to set a custom background for that particular contact. So now, with One UI 5, you can have different calling screen backgrounds for individual contacts. So now let's go to the settings, because here you will see a new menu which says Modes and Routines. So this Modes is a new feature. This automatically changes the phone's settings to match your activity or the situation. For example, I've got the sleep mode set up. It activates automatically at 1 AM, and upon activation, the phone automatically changes some settings. Like it turns on Do Not Disturb, which is the silent mode, turns on Eye Comfort Shield and Power Savings. And it will automatically turn off at 8 AM. And one thing I love about this feature is that it is highly configurable. Like in Do Not Disturb, you can choose which contacts are allowed to ring the phone up even when Do Not Disturb is turned on. So I've added two important contacts, and moreover, I've also turned on a feature which lets the phone ring if a call is received from the same number more than once within 15 minutes. Amazing, right? And you can do the same for driving. Like it will automatically switch on once the phone connects to my car stereo, and then this feature will automatically open maps. Now I am not going to explain each and every one of these, otherwise this video will become like 30 minutes long. But yeah, you get the idea. So this is a super useful feature and I would urge you guys to try it out. Also in the settings, you will notice a couple of changes to the UI. Like they've added this new Connected Devices menu which consolidates all of the connectivity options at one place. And speaking of connectivity options, Smart View, which is also known as screen mirroring, also has a new option which lets you hide the notifications while you view the phone's screen on a TV. So this will prevent everyone else from seeing your personal notifications. Very useful. One UI 5 also allows you to create your very own stickers from photos in the gallery. So open up a photo in the built-in photo editor in which you want to add a sticker. Tap on the smiley face and go to stickers. Then tap on Create Sticker. Next, pick a picture from which you want to create a custom sticker. So we will pick this one. Now draw around the area which you want to turn into a sticker. Once you are done, tap on Next, and once satisfied, tap on Done. And there you go. We have created a custom sticker from one of our very own photos. Oh, and there is also something called Bixby Text to Call. You can find this feature inside the phone's dialer, settings, and here it is, Bixby Text Call. So this is like a text to call and call to text service. Basically, you don't have to talk to the other person. The phone will translate the call into text and you can type, and the caller will hear an automated voice. Unfortunately, this feature is not available in English. It is Korean only.
안녕하세요. 텍스트로 전화 받기 중입니다.
But the English version is coming soon in 2023. So whenever it comes out, I will make a video about it. Now let's go to the device care menu because I've noticed a couple of changes here and there. Okay, so in the device care menu, you will notice a new feature called auto optimization. This is kind of a toned down feature of automation which is there on One UI 4.1, and it kind of does more or less the same thing. It will automatically optimize the phone and restart when needed. Also, I recommend that you turn the auto restart option on because it will automatically restart your phone and keep it in the best condition. Next, if you go into the memory tab, now you've got the option to completely turn off RAM Plus. This is something that I recommend doing because you don't need to use the phone's internal storage as the RAM because the Note 20 Ultra already has like 12 gigabytes of RAM. Now coming to the battery life, well, it is getting better as I use the phone. The day I installed the update, I had to charge the phone twice in 12 hours. Now it seems to last about a day and a half on a single charge, and I obviously have Protect Battery turned on, so that limits the charge to 85%. So the battery life is slowly getting better. And also keep in mind my Note 20 Ultra has a brand new battery. I got mine replaced sometime in September because the old one, which is right here, wasn't giving good battery backup. Anyways, the bottom line is, if you are getting poor battery backup on your Note 20 Ultra, especially after the update, just use your phone normally and it should get back to its normal battery capacity in a couple of days. But if you are getting really poor battery backup, for example if your phone is not able to last an entire day, then I think it is time to replace the battery. This phone came out in 2020, so it is about 2 years old, and batteries do degrade with normal use. On average, these rechargeable lithium batteries should last about 3 to 4 years if you take really good care of them, but I would recommend replacing the battery at the end of its third year. And finally, let's go to the advanced features and S Pen. So I haven't really noticed anything new apart from the changes to the UI. They have moved some settings around and redesigned some menus. So other than that, the functionality is exactly the same as it used to be. So nothing new when it comes to the S Pen. Alright, so with that we will end the video. Now obviously there are more features that have been added, but these ones are the major features worth mentioning. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. That helps a lot with the algorithm. Thank you for watching and I will see you guys in the next video. Tech Guy Charlie signing out.